Hello everyone. So through this video we will be covering the difference between executive and non-executive director. We have many times that confusion what is the exact difference. So through this video we will be explaining that. So I will be explaining these two different points so that it is easily understood. So the first point of difference is definition. Executive director has been defined under Rule 21K of Companies Specification of Definition Details 2014, where it says executive director means whole-time directors. Now the question arises, what is whole-time director? Whole-time director has been defined under the Companies Act under section 2 subsection 94, where it says whole-time director includes a director in whole-time employment of the company. So the executive director and the whole-time director has been defined as we mentioned, but non-executive director has not been defined anywhere, whether under the Companies Act or under any of its rule. Now the next point of difference is daily involvement or daily engagement. So executive director are internal to the company or they are internal professional, in the sense they engage or they are involved in day-to-day operations of the company. But the non-executive director, they are external professional, that is they are external to the company and they are not involved in day-to-day operations of the company. The next point of difference is full-time employment. So any director who is in full-time employment of the company, that is whole-time director, or person who is responsible for day-to-day operation of the company, that is managing director, are called executive director. So they are in full-time employment of the company, whether as a full-time director or as a managing director who is more responsible than whole-time director and has more responsibility. But non-executive director are not full-time employee of the company, and they are not responsible for day-to-day operations of the company. But what they do actually, they comes with certain ideas, certain expertise, and they give this advice or give this expert help assist with their expertise in certain area so that management or the board can take certain decisions. So the another point of difference is tenure or the period of appointment. So as we said, under the executive director there are two types of director basically. One is a whole-time director and another is a managing director. So these both directors have some term of appointment, that is period of 5 years. So basically they can be appointed for a period of 5 years, and this period of 5 years can be further renewed by the company. But there is one condition. So this renewal of appointment should not happen before 1 year of their expiry of the present appointment. But in case of non-executive director, there is no such period has been specified under the Companies Act. So it's completely depend their appointment is completely depend on the requirement of the company and the type of director. That is a sub point of the non-executive directors. That may be additional director, nominee director, independent director. So it's depend on the requirement of the company. Next point of difference is the age limit. In case of executive director, the minimum age for appointment is 21 year and the maximum is 70 year. So if somebody has completed the age of 70 year, he can be still appointed as a executive director provided that approval of a shareholder is taken. But in case of non-executive director, there is no such age limit, whether minimum or maximum has been specified. Basically, the provision of the Companies Act is silent on this part. But if you see any appointment of a director with the company on their board is basically a contract. right? So this appointment being a contract, and the contract to be valid needs to satisfy some terms and conditions of the Contract Act. So the like minimum age limit for a person to enter into a contract is 18 years. So even though it is not specified under the Companies Act, but the appointment being a contract, the age limit as per the Contract Act has to be followed. The next point of difference is simultaneous appointment of manager. So as we said, under the executive director, there are two types of director. One is a whole-time director and another is managing director. So if a company has already appointed a manager, then appointment of managing director is not allowed. And it also applies vice versa. When we say vice versa, means if a managing director has been appointed in a company, then appointment of manager is not allowed. But that is not applicable for a whole-time director. So manager and whole-time director can be simultaneously appointed. So now so in case of non-executive director, so there is no such restrictions. A whole non-executive director and a manager can be both appointed simultaneously. They can both hold positions. So there is no such restrictions as such. So next point of difference is the remunerations. As we mentioned earlier, that non-executive director are in full-time employment of the company. So they are paid fixed salary or wages for their services. They are also paid commissions which may be linked to the performance of the company, like profitability. So they are paid that also, but they are paid fixed remunerations also. And in case of non-executive director, as we said, that as we mentioned earlier, they are not in full-time employment of the company. So they don't receive fixed salary or wages, but they are paid sitting fees for attending the board meeting or committee meetings of directors. They are also paid commission. In few cases they are also paid commission, which is allowed. Commission which is again like linked with the performance of the company, like a commission based on the profitability of the company. And so these are the differences between. So there are different points where we can differentiate the executive director and the non-executive director. So basically, executive director are those persons who are engaged in day-to-day operations of the company. They are reaching their experience, their expertise. They give their full time to the company, and they are more responsible, more answerable, whether to the internal stakeholder or to the outside stakeholders. And because of their holding such full-time employment or responsible positions, they are paid more as compared to the non-executive director. They are paid more salary, more wages or remuneration or commission, whatever you call it. And whereas non-executive director, since they are not in full-time employment of the company, they are not giving full time to the company, so they are not paid fixed remuneration or wages. They are less responsible to the operations of the company. They are only responsible to the operation of the company or to the decisions of the company, where they are actually involved in that decision making process. So I hope through these points I was able to explain the difference between executive and non-executive director. And also one more thing to add this. So the non-executive director mainly can be categorized as a nominee director or independent director. So that's all for this video. I hope I was able to explain it properly. If you have any comments, please let me know in the comment box.